Good morning, Hank. It's Monday. Well, not really, because I'm actually shooting this on a Sunday, but I'll be uploading and it'll be going live on Monday. But I guess it's not necessarily morning either, because you could be watching this in the afternoon or evening. Well, let's try that again. Hey, it's someday. I was scrolling through my Instagram feed the other day, as I'm apt to do, and I came across a post from my friend Jamie Dunlop Cow, Styling the Inside, where she talked about 10 things about herself. I thought it was a good idea, so this week's vlog is about me. So here are 10 things you might not have known about Michael Kwan. I got my learner's license the day after my 16th birthday. For those of you who live outside of BC, we have this graduated licensing program where you start with a written test to get your learners, and then there's a road test for your intermediate license with a bunch of restrictions, and then sometime after you go for another road test to get your full license. I was really eager for the independence that a driver's license represents. Surprisingly, I still have several friends who still hold on to their intermediate license like 10 years later. That wasn't for me. I'm not a big car guy, but I definitely wanted to drive and enjoy the independence that would bring. I was both a bully and bullied when I was a kid. I think I made fun of a lot of people and made them feel bad because I didn't feel that great about myself either, and by putting them down, I thought it would make me feel better about myself. Never really worked out that way, obviously. Looking back, I guess I also understand why I was also bullied. There was one kid in particular in grade 4, he used to pick on me, a lot of racial slurs that he used to use, but I understand now that he came from a less fortunate family. He had issues at home, lower income, and that sort of thing. And him lashing out on me and other people in our class was kind of his way of coping with his rather unfortunate situation. I hope everything has worked out for him since, but I have no idea. I took 7 years of French classes. Believe it or not, I actually went and took 7 years of French classes. I cannot speak a lick of it. My pronunciation is terrible, but I am able to read a little bit and kind of sort of understand it, and it definitely came in handy both when we were in Montreal and when we were in Paris.
Hello, bonjour. Je m'appelle Michett. J'ai arrivé à Paris. Bienvenue à mon logement.
I took my English minor mostly by correspondence. As you may or may not know, I graduated from the University of British Columbia more than 10 years ago now. I majored in psychology, but my minor was in English literature. So I read a lot of William Wordsworth, Shakespeare, Jane Austen, and that sort of thing. But because of the schedule that I had, and I was out on co-op terms and such, I took a lot of my English classes actually by correspondence. So I missed out on a lot of the in-class discussion that is so valuable, especially when you're discussing literature. But I hope I still gained a lot from taking those courses. I learned everything that I needed to know about life from the WWF and The Price is Right. WWF taught me that violence is always the answer. Obviously, violence is never the answer. It pays to have a big personality, and that usually trumps your actual abilities. And with The Price is Right, it taught me to know the value of a dollar, know how much stuff costs, and always strike a bargain. I used to catch houseflies in medicine containers. I was raised a lot by my grandparents, so I spent a lot of time at their house. And something that my grandpa taught me was how you can catch houseflies as well as spiders and bees and whatever else got into the house. And because they were older, obviously they were taking a lot of medication, so they always had a lot of empty containers around. I'd use them to catch these creatures, and then I'd be able to take a closer look at them without fear of them flying away. And I think that's always fed into my curiosity about the animal kingdom and learning about all these different kinds of creatures. My grandpa taught me a lot about that, and also stupid little tricks like how you can slip a piece of paper or cardboard between two open containers, pull it away, and then you can kind of shake the two houseflies so they're in the same container. And I learned a lot through that. I wanted to be an architect and a cartoonist. Those were actually my 2 first career-related ambitions as a kid, and I totally thought that I was going to go to architecture school, whatever that meant, and draw up these grand plans for these huge mansions and fancy towers and all that, but that never really panned out. I did do some like geeky blueprint sketches for what I thought my future mansion would be when I was going to be all rich and famous, but that never really worked out. I thought I was going to be a cartoonist like Bill Watterson or Gary Larson or Jim Davis, and that didn't really pan out either. But I'm still doing creative things with blogging and vlogging and all that, I guess. I was on the city champion curling team. Back in high school, a group of my friends got together and we had some interest in curling. One of the teachers said that they were going to help us coach with it, even though the school didn't really have an official team. So we went to the local curling rink, tried to figure out how to play curling because none of us really knew. The teacher knew a little bit. Some people at the curling club helped us out. And then we ended up playing some of the other schools in the area, and it turned out that we were city champions. It also turned out that we were the only high school team in the city of Vancouver. We played teams from the suburbs, people from like Coquitlam or North Vancouver, and a lot of these kids, they had been playing curling all their life, so they destroyed us. I think our record at the end of the season was 0-10 or 12. We didn't win a single game. No game was ever close. But because we were the only team in the city of Vancouver, we like to call ourselves the city champions. I have owned almost every major Nintendo console ever released. The two main exceptions to that are the Virtual Boy, which no one bought, and the Wii U. But most recently, my wife got me the Nintendo Switch for Father's Day, so I'm really completing that collection. I've had everything from the DS Lite to the 3DS to the Game Boy Advance SP, the original NES, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. I've played them all. I have a habit of overextending myself because I don't really know how to say no. When there's a new opportunity, I tend to jump on it. In the context of freelance writing, if a potential client emails me and says, here is such and such a project, would you like to work on it? My gut reaction is usually, let's give it a try. But obviously, especially with raising a kid now and balancing all these different projects, time is at a premium and it's really hard to do. It also doesn't help that I take on projects myself, like this vlog, that suck up so much of my time, but I like doing them. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you learned something interesting about me. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. I do put up a new video every Monday. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up to give this video a like. If you didn't like this video, hit that thumbs up to give this video a like. And leave a comment below with something interesting about yourself that people might not know. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Dancing chicken.
Dancing chicken.
Ba-ba. 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 Ba-ba.